Maybe we'll go back to that shit one day. But all right, let's discuss.
Hold on. Before we move on, I would just like to say a little preview of how much has changed. You don't just have to fight as a Viltrumite anymore. You can fight with a couple of different characters' abilities, and I'm pretty sure everybody can fly.
That's pretty cool.
So you don't just have to do strong punch and strong kick.
So they've added a couple new
Outstrip
moves to
scare.
spice shit up.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so I have an idea already for a new transformation, but with the defeat of two people. Well, no, the Soul Calibur 6 aren't around anymore because he beat Forgiving Spirit, and that was after he beat the Soul Calibur 6. So it's just the Imperial, it's just the Empire that's still around because Dylan didn't defeat them.
This is bullshit, dude. You know how I said earlier my character takes the most L's? I'm literally dead in this timeline. I don't even get to fight anymore. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
This is Mortal Kombat 11 to Mortal Kombat 1.
Don't worry, Dylan. I have a
So we're
plan
just
for you.
resetting the universe and then I'm just already dead.
No, I much prefer the path of making a mess of an already established universe. So don't worry,
So
Dylan.
what? Future me came into the past at the same time as Forgiving Spirit and I didn't get sent back, so I'm still here in the past. But whenever we go back to the present, we would need an old man Dylan in that case. Because I would
yes.
still have to stay in that timeline. Because Forgiving Spirit's gone. He can't bring me back.
So here's what I'm going to look at the ramifications of everything that just happened. For starters,
Oh my god. What if I'm Sunburn Joe?
oh my god. That's a crazy idea, Dylan. I kind of like it though. Anyways.
And the bag of weed came, it was just an infinite loop of me giving the bag to myself.
Crazy work. Crazy work.
Sorry, continue.
So here, let's discuss the current ramifications of the verse. So there is now a power vacuum. Dead. You are dead. Dylan is dead. And there is now a power vacuum.
Past me is dead.
Past you is dead, but that means that current you isn't around either.
No, so here's. Hey, I thought. Okay.
I'm cooking. So let's start with the most prevalent problem. There is now a power vacuum left by the death of Forgiving Spirit. And if the Emperor and his goons are still around, that would lead me to believe that the Emperor would try to take Forgiving Spirit's power somehow. Like, he would try to take that position as, like, omnipotent overlord of existence.
And don't forget, Dylan, with Forgiving Spirit being dead, I'm dead. So.
Fuck,
well, you're dead in the future. Past you is still alive.
Past you
because you went back in time.
That is true.
This is remember, this is Mortal Kombat 1, not Mortal Kombat 11. You said that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Forgiving Spirit died, but you are still alive in the past. And I was saying I thought it was a decent idea to say that I came back and then I just got lost. So I'm just going to be MIA for a while.
So, fuck me. So, that means
the most powerful version of me is dead.
So that means... Okay. So
wait.
If training... If Soul Calibur 6 Malachi is still alive, would that be just before he fought Vengeful Ghost? Or would it be like... Should we put like Prime Malachi in there? Prime pre-Forgiving Spirit Malachi.
I need to point out something that is very important that we glanced over.
Yeah.
Blue Malachi beat Forgiving Spirit.
Yes.
Yeah.
That means he gets his power back.
Forgiving Spirit?
No.
No, Blue Malachi.
I'm lost. What happened? What's up with Blue Malachi now?
So you
Isn't Blue
say,
Malachi vengeful ghost? With that power that Malachi took from him?
or is Blue Malachi a whole another enemy that was smart enough just to go back into the past?
Blue Malachi was a completely separate entity that was smart enough to go back into the past.
Oh. Does Blue Malachi, like, I mean, I guess he doesn't really need anything, but, like, what happens with the dispersal of the forgiving spirit? Where does that go?
It kind of just goes, like, up into the air. Like I said, that's why I said there was a power vacuum. Like, strong fighters can sense that there is something there, something that is primed for the taking.
And god damn
And
it, I want a transformation so bad.
You'll get
like
get
some
one.
fucking,
Yay!
this is like some fucking dragon, like summoning Shenron Dragon Ball
This is
shit.
power fantasy shit, dude. Come on.
So, right now, with the current state of everything, if we left off, so there are two timelines that are fucked. Currently, the strongest person in both timelines is okay. We'll call Sunburn Joe defeating Blue Malachi like the virgins, like what really set everything apart. Currently, the strongest person in the past, which is what we'll call it, which is the fight that we just had, where Sunburn Joe defeats Blue Malachi. The two strongest people in that verse are Sunburn Joe, because he defeated fucking Blue Malachi, and the Emperor Vale. And I don't think that Sunburn Joe is the type to seek out power. He's the type to teach. So although we could put Sunburn Joe into that position,
It doesn't really fit.
it doesn't fit who he is. He's a wandering dude bro who just fucking... Not a dude bro, he's a dude man. He's a wandering dude man who teaches young boys how to fight when they need it most, and then he lets them chief their weed. He chief his weed.
And if they're worthy,
They get
they
the
may
bag.
inherit it someday.
And then in the other verse, it's just now that Forgiving Spirit is gone. Oh my god, hold on. I don't think there's anybody that powerful in
about
the
to
other
say,
verse. I just realized that.
Is that timeline?
I
Timeline
think-
got future Trunks, Dylan.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure what happened in I'm pretty sure the way the power would be if I was still in the future, because I don't know what we've decided with my current character's position, but if I am still in the future, then it would be me, but that would only be possible if I was able to go back in the past and didn't get erased from my younger self being killed because I was in the same timeline.
Okay, I just realized there are two timelines with a Virgins, but the other one is completely devoid of fighters, because that was before I was introduced. I think. Yeah, that's before I was introduced as, like, in the thing. I haven't even been introduced in the lore yet. I don't think Jesus has either.
No, neither has Caden, neither has Ethan, neither has anybody.
Okay, so
Ethan's new.
So here is what I'm thinking. The other timeline is fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's completely desolate. There's nothing there anymore. Dylan would be the most powerful person in that timeline, but since the order of events that Blue Malachi did was he took out young Dylan and then Forgiving Spirit, current Dylan would not be in that other verse. So right now we need to decide who would take the power vacuum. I think it would be the Emperor. personally. Because even though Sunburn Joe is him, it's not like him to seek out that much fucking power. I don't even think he would know that it would exist.
Nah, that nigga too high.
Crazy work that one of the strongest characters we have is Sunburn Joe.
My master, dude. Put some respect on his name.
Is that your gangster sensei?
Yeah. That's my gangster sensei. That's your grand gangster sensei.
Holy shit.
That's the Grand Master Sensei.
So, here's how we can revive the other timeline. Since Blue Malachi fought Forgiving Spirit, we don't know how much time has passed. We could say that you trained an apprentice, Dylan. That could bring me into the new timeline.
Yeah, because wasn't it that whenever Malachi became vengeful or forgiving spirit, I was pretty much like, you graduate. I have nothing more to teach you because he beat me.
Mhm.
And so naturally from that, I mean, like at that time I'm still like fairly young. I would just take on a new apprentice.
Okay.
And you know who that apprentice would be?
Me, I hope.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that would put me in the shoes of the current timeline, we'll call it past and current just for brevity's sake.
Yeah. But since shit has been altered so heavily in this other timeline, we can introduce you probably a lot sooner. Because shit's already fucked up. Shit's already going to be different.
So
Yosh.
So is the present timeline just completely fucked beyond repair, or are we gonna put like a pin in it and come back?
I would say we come back, and I say that's when we give you, Jesus, Caden, and Ethan some screen time.
Okay.
Maybe they're the ones leading. You guys are the ones leading the fight against the Empire.
And Sun
Sort of the
Real
next
shit.
generation of freedom fighters.
Okay.
I can cook with this. I already see
Let
a
me.
cook.
I'm gonna start while you cook. I'm going to create a like hyper-powered emperor.
Mm. Actually, hold on. Maybe not, because then I'd have to explain how that would work, though.
Oh dear God, I haven't edited this bloke in a long time.
Hmm.
Is his armor changing colors?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Awesome.
By the way,
So-
I realize this now. I inadvertently made him look like an Ultramarine. That is not what I was going for when I was creating him, I promise.
The Emperor would not be an Ultramarine.
Hmm.
I just realized he looks kind of like an Ultramarine.
He does. It's the color.
It is.
That is that not kind of like Space Wolf color, or is that not? Yeah, nah. It would need to be a little bit more gray, a little bit more of a grayish blue.
Hmm. Question: how high do we scale Forgiving Spirit?
Well, he
This
was
is
able.
important.
Oh my God, that's. Well,
I
we
can
get.
summon
Okay.
pocket dimensions and all that.
So, this is the way that I saw it. You almost beat Vengeful Ghost without any form of power up. You
Right.
were almost to his level. And then he beat you, and then I came in to assist, whooped his ass a little bit, and then you came in and finished him off. Because I said, fuck that, this is your fight, finish this.
Mhm.
And then, so I think it would be Vengeful Spirits, or Vengeful Ghost's power on top of... You're essentially doubling
Yes.
Vengeful
Yes.
Ghost's power. That is essentially what you are doing.
Yes. Okay.
That is the way it worked in my head. Also,
Cool.
Jesus
So-
Christ, beefcake.
The thighs and calves were a bit much.
The pectorals are kind of crazy too, but it's all right.
So maybe I'm playing out a bunch of scenarios in my head right now.
That's, you know what? Keep going until you find some fire.
In order to,
Let 'em
it's
just
pretty
float.
much to restore the other timeline, in a sense.
I would like to think that I don't know. So, it's
So-
the D&D in me that wants to go with this specific idea.
It's so here's what I was going to put out. I was thinking, so this whole thing will be Jackson, Jesus, Caden essentially fighting the Emperor, who has forgiving spirits power. What do he would also have vengeful ghost power, no? Yes? Yes.
Who?
The Emperor. Or would he only have one?
No, he would. Well, that depends. Did Malachi gain the ability of forgiving spirit by absorbing vengeful ghosts, or was that by complete and total power?
It was through
So-
the absorption of vengeful ghosts
Because
power and purifying it into Malachi's energy, because
So-
Malachi is a good guy.
yes, so I was thinking I already had a forgiving spirit in my
Mhm.
body, and
Mhm.
just putting vengeful ghosts in me was like two halves of the same coin, essentially.
Mhm.
So we could cook by saying the Emperor took one, but the other power still remained. So they probably
And
took
I know
vengeful
exactly
ghost
who it
power
could go to.
and fucking actually,
I have an idea for the other half. I have an idea.
Yeah.
This is actually perfect because it can involve my idea. Okay, so there is a spell in D&D. It is an 8th level spell. It is called Wish. I am not saying that this should be a Shenron Dragon Ball wish. I'm saying that in Vengeful Spirit's final moments, as his power was splitting apart and dissolving into the natural world, he let out one final shred of hope, and as he threw his energy back into the universe.
Jackson! Wait! Hold on, sorry.
What?
That fucking. Oh my god. No, Dylan, go on. I just had a fucking epiphany.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, I would need help kind of workshopping a wish that isn't like super corny or doesn't like, add like, oh, that just fixes everything. Like I was thinking it's like a vague wish that is put out into the universe, and it ends up affecting one of the good characters.
Yes. Okay, so this is still working.
Sort of like a passing the torch kind of thing, but like not in a direct here's my power kind of way. Maybe that, if we can find a cool way to implement it, but
So I like the idea you were going with. The reason I yelled Jackson was because I'm over here thinking Jackson can inherit forgiving spirit. That's why I fucking yelled Jackson can have it. Because I'm seeing this as Jackson will be the leader of this.
that is also what I was
revolution.
thinking.
Plus, he already has
The
the
future
fucking,
revolution against the Emperor.
Yeah.
You're the leader of the rebellion.
Okay, by the way, this nigga looking fly. Regardless. And of course we can modify this to whatever, but with Jackson having part of forgiving spirit, and once he defeats the Emperor, they defeat the Emperor, they will obviously absorb that power. And with your idea of the wish,
I had an idea for the wish as I was listening. Because I was thinking...
Yeah. Jackson's your student.
Hold
Okay.
on.
Maybe that
What
wouldn't work
if-
because we're doing timelines, though.
I have a way to make the power system of the Forgiving Spirit, Vengeful Ghost, two halves of the whole. I have a way for those to exist separately, but and make sense in a more way. Think about them like the 4 elementals from Black Clover. Because when the person who is using their power dies, quite frankly, they just go on to the next person and basically tag along with the next person who they're like, yep, you.
So we're saying Forgiving Spirit. Are we giving Jackson a sense like a Kurama kind of thing? Like
Not
Forgiving
as its
Spirit
own,
is-
not as its own separate entity. More so, the energy itself is alive in the form of energy, and since it is a higher form of energy, it has a will of its own, but it might not be abundantly clear what it is. Not to say it's like the Force, where it's like there's always balance. It's like there is objectively a good and bad half.
Jackson unironically would have a devil and an angel on his shoulder.
Well,
I
I don't
guess
think
not
they
a
wouldn't be
devil,
like
but-
entities. They wouldn't. Okay, they would be entities, but they would not be a presence. They wouldn't like talk to Jackson the same way the power itself didn't talk to you. You spoke as you did before. Still, just you had the power with you.
Yeah.
It's essentially the power chooses who is worthy to inherit it. You don't get lucky and just get the power.
Right.
It is earned through the path of righteousness.
The only thing I was thinking was, because I was going to see if there was a way to, I don't know. The whole, like my whole end game was kind of like revive Forgiving Spirit, and Intol, or in a sense he restores our timeline there, and then in that sense you're back because that timeline is no longer fucked. But so are we saying you as a master trained Jackson, and Jackson went back to the past?
No, that
No, Jackson still exists in the past. We just hadn't crossed paths with Jackson in the normal timeline that went into the future. But the past is different now because events have been changed. So now Jackson has the possibility, depending on how we want to, make it play out. We are the ones responsible, or like Jackson can now be introduced earlier in the story just because events are different. That's essentially what I'm going with. But that's just that depends on how we want to write it. We kind of just have we have more creativity now that the timeline is different, in the form of we can just make different things happen because the world's not the same. Not like too drastically different. That's not, I don't mean we need to change like the entire outcome of like everything important that happens, but like smaller events, like meeting certain people at certain times, 2 characters that didn't fight before fighting, like that's already happened. It'll happen more in the future.
Cause yeah, young me still alive in the past, or pre-forgiving spirit me still alive.
Yeah. But you're not going to be trained by me. You're going to probably
No,
be trained by Sunburnt Joe.
yeah.
Maybe he will be a better teacher.
Hmm.
Oh my god, idea. If I really did get sent back to the past, I can train Jackson sooner.
Trying to think. Honestly, it does depend on if Jackson, if you want this to be one of those that if the past or if a person from the future goes back to kill the person from the past, the person in the future is reprimanded for it.
The way that I'm perceiving this is it's going to be two completely separate things based on one event. The way that I see it, right now, this is the war for the past to maintain the future. However, since there was a great divergence, these are now two split paths from one main timeline.
Yeah, main objective failed. We did not save the timeline. They split.
Yeah, the main objective
pretty
is
bad.
failed. What the current one that we're gassing up for is the Dark Reign of the Empire. And what that entails is a hyper-powered Emperor Vale who absorbed the powers of Forgiving Spirit and Blue Malachi. We're just going to say Blue Malachi for brevity's sake. And used this to conquer his world, and he is working on another. Like, there isn't even, like, if we're assuming that it's Earth, there ain't even any, there is nothing out, there's nothing in this solar system, and he is already working on finding a way to get to, like, the Moon, Venus, Mercury with pure magic alone.
And technically, that motherfucker can escape to a different timeline if something bad happens.
Yes, but to put a cork on his capabilities, we're going to say that he either can't, doesn't know how to, or can't figure out how to split timelines and go back and forth in time and shit. Most likely the third.
I think it would be that one because the power is so immense and so altering that two people, even if two people have the same power, it doesn't mean they're going to use them the same way. And with a power that is as free form as raw magical ability, pretty much, it's just, yeah, it's it would be kind of hard without like notes about or like seeing what the person did with the power. It would kind of just be hard to mimic something as complex as jumping timelines.
I would honestly, just to put, like, get rid of the middleman, since this is past timeline and the Emperor is not dead, how would he even know that he has the ability to time jump if he's just grabbing the power because he senses it?
I think it's something that, like, he knows he can do because he just, because he figured it out when he took the power. The problem is that he simply just does not know how to do it. Like, he is trying, and, like, one of those things where it's like he's sacrificed, like, many an unnecessary life to try and figure out the path to this great power, but he cannot behold it for one reason or another. Because he hasn't had the time, he hasn't had the training, he hasn't gone through... He didn't go through what Malachi went through to gain that power. You know?
No, I already did that.
I'm trying to make this little fucking floaty ball thing like a little demon that's just always hanging around him, but fucking trying to angle it right is pissing me off. I just realized something, the demon's getting canned. Alright. Which fighting style would suit him the best? It's either got to be Aswell or 2B for me, because, you know, Aswell, because he can summon, like, the weapons from his hands and shit. But I have a pretty solid argument to make for 2B, and that is because if we go with 2B, I can give him a couple of giant fucking swords that he can swing without even picking them up.
Telepath.
Magic.
So, we going for Aswell or 2B? What's the vote?
To be.
Alright, now my favorite part, the coloring.
I ain't gonna lie, I think I'm going to head to bed.
Okay.
Let's... Alright.
Yeah, it's 5 in the morning was going to be my response to whatever you were about to say.
Well, do it.
This is an excuse for you guys to get on tomorrow and hang out with me.
Yeah. I'll probably hang out for a bit, but I still have to fucking go out to eat in a different state.
Yeah.
State of misery.
No, the state of ill.
Illinois.
Yeah.
I have to wait until the fucking 21st before I can do, like, anything. Because, like, the only things I have scheduled to do, really, are... As soon, when my card comes in, I'm gonna, you know, buy some shit for, you know, that I've been talking about. And then fucking... After that, I gotta go... I have to drive an hour. Well, I don't have to, I guess, but... I have to drive an hour away to put a deposit in for my tattoo, and then I'm probably gonna, you know, eat with the lady. And then I gotta go back on the 6th of next month to actually get the tattoo. And that's literally my entire schedule. I have nothing else planned. And all of that, I don't even think I don't think my card, I'm assuming my card's not gonna be here until the 21st, because that's what it said in the email. It said on or before, but it's never before. Fucking the postal system hates me. And I hate it because they're a bunch of pricks and they're bad at their jobs. So yeah, I could definitely use the company sometimes. Sometimes I don't say anything, but alright, I'm gonna head to bed.
Alright.
Good night, gentle
I will
creatures.
I will probably go to bed as well whenever I finish this character.
Mm-hmm.
Good night.
Good night.
Later. Holy fuck, Leon is moving in the fucking new Resident Evil game.
Isn't Leon a DILF now?
Yeah, he's like 30 or 30 something, 36? But he's fucking That man is doing some face the wall shit to these goddamn zombies and is crushing their heads against walls with a single boot. Alright, I'm most likely getting off after this cutscene, so I'm gonna talk to you later, Jackson.
Yep, what a coincidence. I'm getting off right now.
Awesome. Later.
Good night.